Stamp Fairtex is an electrifying atomweight with atomic level striking and a ring persona that radiates pure entertainment. A combat sports renaissance woman, Stamp is one championship's first two-sport champion, having captured belts in Muay Thai and kickboxing, as well as winning a World Grand Prix title. In addition to her incredible martial skill, Stamp is also known for her elaborate, choreographed ring entrances that harken back to the jiving warm-ups of Prince Nassim Hamed. For a competitor still in her mid-20s, Stamp has fought almost 100 bouts between kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA. And her martial arts journey all began back in early childhood, when she sought Muay Thai as a refuge from bullies. Fast forward to age 18 and she'd had nearly 80 fights. After a chance encounter with Rich Franklin, Stamp was scouted to compete in the One Warrior Series. The result was a 19-second knockout. The contract was printed before her opponent hit the floor. Now, Stamp hopes to achieve a belt in her third sport, taking One's Women's MMA Championship to become the first to have held belts in all three sports. And she certainly has all the skills she needs to turn that into a reality. And if you thought that Stamp's dance moves stopped at the walkout, you'd be mistaken. Stamp's game begins with her love of rhythmic level changes. On a basic level, it serves as a feint, causing her opponents to momentarily defend. But as Stamp repeatedly steps in and drops her weight without a follow-up, her opponents slowly start to disregard the risk. And like the story of the boy who cried wolf, Stamp will bite as her opponent stops reacting to the threat of damage. While the rhythmic level change helps dull her opponent's reflexes, it also provides cover for actual attacks. The forward lean setting her weight in motion, Stamp can launch forward from the level change, catching opponents with stinging kicks or heavy punches. And similar to a boxer like Sergio Martinez, Stamp will use this rhythmic motion at the very edge of her opponent's offensive range to bait intercepting counters. With each rock inward, Stamp's opponent thinks they're timing her, but instead, it's really Stamp pulling the strings so that the opponent overcommits and eats a counter for their effort. But Stamp doesn't need to move forward to inflict damage. She's excellent at attacking while on the retreat, swatting opponents while they barrel towards her. The way that Stamp slides away and catches competitors is nothing short of next level striking. As fighters careen towards her, she'll step just out of range and attack with whipping roundhouses to the legs and body. After all, the step backwards turns her hips for the kick, and her leg kicks are especially venomous because it hits the target the moment her opponent becomes heavy on their lead leg. Stamp will alternate this technique with a punch, drifting off angle to stop short, halting opponents in their track with stiff counter rights, and furious combinations if they refuse to stop their pursuit. And Stamp is at one to leave an opponent out in the cold if they choose to engage in elongated exchanges. She'll welcome them into the warm embrace of the clinch, where she can land a multitude of fierce knees in a row. Stamp is hypermobile inside the clinch, circling and changing angles with a furious pace, unable to reset their position or counter. With Stamp so far offside, opponents have the displeasure of catching knees to their sides, stomach, and legs. While Stamp can attack from nearly any clinching position, she prefers the infamous plum, basically a double collar tie, from which she could clamp down and manipulate her opponent's posture by controlling their head and neck. However, her Muay Thai tactics, like abundant kicks, the plum position, make her extra susceptible to getting taken down. Even still, she finds a way to make the trade-off worth it. If she's fast enough, she could still transition to underhooks, which help prevent opponents from body locking and wrapping their arms around her legs to set up takedowns. But when she can't find an underhook, she isn't out of options. She'll use collar ties, frames, and overhooks while sprawling to move off angle and circle out of danger. It doesn't always work, but if she's lucky, she can whizzer her opponents to the floor for grounded knees, or turn them over to take a dominant position. If she does end up on the canvas in a bad position, it's not like she's a fish out of water. Far from it. While striking is her base art, it isn't her only art. She can put her BJJ purple belt to work, swimming through bad positions and looking for sweeps and submission threats to change things up in her favor. The unique trade-off makes for a fascinating, exciting style that audiences can't seem to get enough of. Stamp's latest outing was at ONE's US debut in May, where she scored a vicious body kick KO. Now, riding a 3-fight win streak across 2 sports, she has a chance to move one step closer to a combat sports triple crown. With the one interim world title on the line, Stamp is back in action at ONE Fight Night 14 on September 29th. That's tomorrow, and I've left a link to the info below. If you want to up your own game, you could check out my technique books, linked below. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.